Do you ever feel overwhelmed by the ever-changing world of technology? Tech It Out can help make some sense of it all. Breaking down geek speak into street speak, technology columnist, author, and TV personality Mark Saltzman covers consumer technology each week for every listener. Mark tackles the latest news, reviews, and how-tos to help you understand what's hot, what's not, and why.
Hey everyone, welcome to Tech It Out, episode number 67. I'm super excited about this week's show as I'll be interviewing one of my favorite comedians, Jo Koy, about what tech he uses on the road. As you may or may not know, Tech It Out is a weekly radio program and podcast that's meant to demystify technology as much as I celebrate it, so you can put away that geek to English dictionary as you won't need it here. Along with Jo Koy, this hour we'll also learn about a new kind of backpack that's pretty cool, and we're going to talk with Safe 6 about why you might want to cancel the contract with your home alarm and monitoring company and use a Hub 6 solution instead, as it's called. That's all coming up this hour and more on Tech It Out. All right, let's kick things off. I'm stoked about interviewing our next guest as I'm a fan of stand-up comedy, and one of my favorite comedians is Jo Koy, who I recently saw perform on his Break the Mold World Tour. And so I reached out to him to be a guest on this radio show and podcast to talk about the tech he uses on the road. Is he tech shy or tech savvy or somewhere in between? Joining us on the line from LA is Jo Koy. Welcome to the show, Jo.
Hey, how are you?
I'm great. It was a pleasure meeting you about a month or so ago, and thanks for carving out some time to chat. You're super busy. You won the prestigious Stand-Up Comedian of the Year nod from Just for Laughs. Then you have your Netflix special, Jo Koy, live from Seattle. And I just, from what you and I were just talking about being back in LA, you have 16 shows. You broke a record. Tell us about it.
Yeah, man, 16 straight sold-out shows, man, at the Brea Improv, and that brings me up to 79 sold-out shows total for the year at all the improvs in the LA area. Is that crazy or what? It's even crazy to say that.
Well, congratulations.
They put this big mural on the wall with my face on it, and it says 79 sold-out shows. Congratulations, Jo Koy. It's like, it's so surreal. And, you know, that's my dream, was to just be an improv comic. And here it is. Now it's kind of like I etched something in stone, a little bit of improv history. So
amazing.
It's amazing I get to share that with my son. So
that's awesome. And I follow you guys on social media, and I love all the videos with you and him as well. And I love that you opened up, before we talk tech, Jo, on your Break the Mold tour, you do open up about being at this for a really long time. So I think it's a great message for those who are following their dream, and maybe it's taken it a little bit longer to see it, come to fruition, but you're living proof that it can pay off if you're good at what you do and you work your ass off, that it can really pay off. So congrats.
Thank you, man. And it's just kind of crazy that Netflix special is something that I had to actually dip into my pocket and pay for, and I'm glad I did. One, it paid off, and two, I'm getting ready to shoot 2 more for Netflix, and this time they're going to front the money for me.
Awesome. It's a great story. I remember you telling that on stage as well. So sometimes you got to believe in yourself, put your money where your mouth is, and then you'll reap the rewards going forward. It's a great message. So tell us, where have you been over the last couple of months? I know when I reached out to invite you to come on the radio show, you were in Europe. So tell us some of the countries you've been to.
Oh my God. This European tour was one of the most exhausting but most rewarding things I've ever done in my career. I mean, we knocked out, oh my God, I don't even know how many cities or countries we played, but I just know every day I was in a different time zone speaking to an audience with a different accent. And I could not believe comedy brought me there. You know what I mean? I went from Amsterdam to Belgium to Denmark to Sweden to London. It wouldn't stop. And it's so cool to see how universal comedy is. And God bless Netflix and that platform. People are watching me on their phones on their way to work. They're watching me in their cubicles on their iPads. And I'm just like, when I was coming up in stand-up, it was like you had to wait for HBO to drop a stand-up special. You know what I mean? You had to be at home and watch it. Now it's like these people are watching it on their iPads now. And I'm just like, all right, thank you.
Amazing. It's true. Because of technology, it is an enabler. I mean, when I started out in the 90s on the radio, I was at the mercy of radio stations that would give me a platform to talk about tech.
Yes.
But now I can just launch a free podcast, and now you've got a universal audience. Or similarly with video, I had to wait for TV stations to invite me on to come and talk about video games or gadgets or what have you. But now with YouTube, you can hit record on your phone, the one device we all have in our pocket, and you now are broadcasting to the world. So it's quite a different age.
It's amazing. It's so amazing that these kids don't know what a flyer is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had to physically make a flyer. I would make 10,000 of them, and I would go to parking lots and actually get caught putting these flyers on the windshields and security chasing me out of the parking lot. You know what I mean? And that was my way of promoting. And now it's thanks to technology, man, I make a flyer on my app on my phone, and boom, I send it to 365,000 people with just one click. It's a beautiful thing, but it's just weird that I don't think these kids today. It's kind of it's easier for you now to promote, but man, something about that grind and that physical, that tangible flyer and walking out and putting it on windshields. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it builds character.
Thank God I don't have to do it anymore. You know what I mean? I would hate to do that, but it is an experience and it is a story that I get to tell,
So do you leverage social media heavily to promote your tours or to promote a new TV special or something?
I mean, yeah, it's my everything. That's how I get my point across. That's how I get my content out there. It's how I get my tour dates out there. It's a beautiful thing to see how connected we really are. To know that, I'm looking at time zones now. Is this a good time to promote this in London? You know what I mean?
Right,
Are they just now waking up? I mean, that's beautiful. How cool. I remember buying radio ads, just like you said. I remember getting out a budget for radio ads just to promote a show. It's I'd rather dump that money onto Facebook or Instagram and get it out there that way.
Does this come naturally to you?
Yeah, I love that question. Yeah, I think it comes natural. It's kind of like I wake up and my thumb is stuck to that phone. I'm constantly checking and looking and seeing how popular things are and what's trending, and I act. I react to that. That's how I keep it going.
Do you ever test out a joke on social to see how many people like it or share it? No, you don't do that, right?
No.
Okay. When I saw you in Toronto, you were ad-libbing a bit, and then you looked over to your DJ, who I'm assuming travels a lot with you, and you said, "Hey, did you get that down?
Yeah.
Did you write that down? That was effing funny." So
yeah.
So you're kind of you're testing it out with a live audience, but you don't use social media to test out. I guess you need to know, you have to feel that energy in the room, and that just doesn't work on social.
Yeah.
Got it.
There's something about the rawness on stage and that instant gratification, knowing that what you said was funny, that you got to hear it, and then you also have to base the reaction. It's like when if you do something funny online and someone texts LOL, it's like, are you really laughing out loud? You know what I mean?
Right.
Whereas on stage, I know that they were laughing out loud, so I know this joke is really, really funny.
We're chatting with Jo Koy. He's, of course, one of the most well-known stand-up comedians today, in part due to his huge tour as well as his Live from Seattle special on Netflix, and he's working on two others. He's joining us to talk tech right now and what he uses on the road. So you mentioned that you wake up, your hands on your smartphone. It's your lifeline to your audience.
Yeah.
What else do you use? A tablet, a laptop? Do you use noise-canceling headphones for a little sanity on an airplane? What other tech would you say you can't live without?
That is hysterical. I'm an earbud guy, by the way, and it's I got to have them completely inside of my head. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I can't wear the big giant earmuffs. It's got to be in my head. Those are the only things I take on the road. Earbuds and my damn phone, man. I got everything on my phone. I got my Netflix on there. I got my IG. I got my iMovie. I cut everything myself. It's my if I lose my phone, I lose about 87% of my business.
So I'm assuming it's an iPhone then. You said iMovie, so you're on an iPhone. You have the latest version. What version iPhone you got?
Oh yeah, I always. I got to buy the new ones.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's nonstop. I don't even know why. I only use two things. I don't even need the update, so I don't know why I'm buying it. We'll say this, man. It literally, when I lose my phone, it's basically getting a close sign and hanging it on the door of my business because I am shut down.
Do you leverage the cloud to back up everything just in case?
Heck no.
Oh,
Never.
No. Don't be vulnerable.
I am not a cloud guy. No way ever again.
So
I'm sorry.
What if
I
you
don't know
lose
if
your
you
phone?
use cloud, but
I do, because like you, I rely so heavily on my phone that if I lose it, I'm devastated. Like, I need to have a backup of everything.
Know. I'm old school. I back up everything on that dang hard drive, man. I get a bunch of hard drives, put it on my laptop, and just something about that cloud. I can't get into it, man. I just can't do it.
As long as you back it up in some way, shape, or form, you're good. Speaking of computers, before we continue our chat with Jo Koy after this break, a shout out to my sponsor, ASUS. ASUS creates technology for today and tomorrow's smart life. For those in search of incredible, visit asus.com/US/radio for more info on their awesome computers and other gear. That's asus.com/US/radio. We'll be right back when we continue our chat with Jo Koy. Stay with us.
Listen to Tech It Out whenever you want. Find the Tech It Out podcast at iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts.
Welcome back to Tech It Out. We're chatting with Jo Koy, the comedian who you can see on Netflix, YouTube, or in a comedy club near you. Before we continue on with the interview, and speaking of Netflix, here's a short clip from his Netflix special, Jo Koy Live from Seattle, in a bit that he calls Rice is Rice. Enjoy.
I'm half white, half Filipino. That's what I am. Which means my dad was in the military. That's not even a joke. That's real shit. A lot of soldiers were fighting for this country. My dad was dating. I'm his Purple Heart. My dad would say borderline racist shit to me when I was a kid. Borderline racist shit. But I knew he was joking. It's my dad. Just sitting at the dinner table, was like, you know why I married your mom, right? I'm like, why? Because I love Chinese food. She's Filipino, Dad. Whatever. Rice is rice. What the
So funny. I love that. We are talking with Jo Koy about what tech he uses on the road. So, Joe, let's shift gears now. Do you use any tech at home, or is your son more tech savvy, like video game consoles, big screen TVs?
Yeah, but I'm that guy. I'm that guy that has to buy the newest and biggest. It's like, I got to get the biggest TV. I got to get the flattest TV. Oh, it's curved now? I got 2 of those. It's like, I don't know what it is. My addiction to it. It's I love it. I love whatever's new coming out. I tech savvy, no. New gadgets, yes.
Yeah, boys love their toys.
Yeah, man, for sure. And I love it. I really do.
You have cable, or do you watch, you said Netflix earlier, or have you cut the cord at all?
Yeah, I have everything. I got 700 channels, but yet I still got Netflix, and I'm on Netflix the most. But you know what? My son and I, it's strictly ESPN. That's our favorite. Mm-hmm. That's our channel, bro.
You play any video games, sports games?
My son is addicted to Fortnite right now and Call of Duty. So I basically just sit behind him going, what are you doing? I don't get it. Just play Miss Pac-Man already.
That's old school. Love it.
Oh, you know what? Oh, here's another network I want to plug. True TV, baby. I got my TV show. I got a cartoon picked up. Cross your fingers and let's see if this season gets pushed forward.
Is there anything funny about our reliance on technology? Like, are we ridiculously addicted?
It's just so sad how I feel like, Apple and whoever is creating the designs of these phones, really manipulate us into thinking like, okay, you know what? Big is better, right? Here you go. Let's get them really big. And guess what? Small is better. Let's get it back to small again. And guess what? Bigger is better. It's kind of like they got us in the palm of their hands, and they keep telling us, the bigger the better. Hey, big is not good. Let's go back to small. And I literally buy into it, bro.
It's like, every year
I buy into it.
With the new iPhones, it's like 1 millimeter thinner, and everybody goes crazy. A new color. And then we all clap.
Bro, you know how many laptops I got? I bought the biggest laptop, and then all of a sudden, the MacBook Air. And I bought the MacBook Air. Hey, how about the bigger MacBook Air? Now they got a MacBook Air that's the same size as the laptop that I stopped using to go to the MacBook Air.
You can't help it. You can't help yourself.
Yeah, it's you can't, man. But I buy it.
Awesome.
Keep making it. I'll buy it.
Awesome, Joe. Before I let you go, tell us what you're working on next. After you play this sellout show in LA, what are you cooking up for 2019? Can you open up the curtain a little bit and let us peek behind? What are you cooking up?
Man, next year, 2019 is looking really good. True TV just picked up my animated series, so it's based on my life, and we'll see how that goes. Hopefully, it'll go to series.
That's awesome.
And then, of course, the Netflix special. Get ready, because Live from Seattle was amazing, but this one that I'm about to drop is going to crush. I guarantee it. So look for that. 2019, my new hour special on Netflix.
Have you already shot it?
We're about to shoot it November 24th in Hawaii.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, you were just there.
So,
awesome. Amazing.
It's going to be an arena, man.
I can't wait for that. Just, I got to just tell you a funny story before I let you go. I have 3 kids. I have twin 16-year-olds, a boy and a girl, and a 14-year-old boy. So I think your son's kind of right in there as well. And, of course, my boys play Fortnite as well. But all 3 of my kids teach dance to little kids. And my son, Jacob, who's 16, is looking after these 6-year-olds. And one of the kids is a little Filipino boy named Joseph. So now every time he calls him, he's like, Joseph. He laughs because he loves your Netflix special. And I know that's part of your shtick is growing up with your Filipino mom. And it's so funny. And now he can't call this boy by his name without laughing because he associates it to your stand-up routine, which is really, I thought it was funny, and I wanted to share that with you.
Oh, that's awesome. You know what? Give me your address at the end of this, and I'm going to mail you a bunch of Joseph shirts. That way your son can wear it.
That's hilarious. Thank you so much, Joe. Not necessary, but it's very nice of you. Hey, I wish you continued success. Not only are you on top of the world, but 2019 looks to keep you there. So all the best. Thanks for sharing what tech you use with our audience. Amazing stuff. All the best, Joe.
I love you.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, boss.
What a great guy. Very, very funny. If you ever get a chance to see him in person, I highly recommend it. All right, back to tech. When we return on Tech It Out, we're going to chat about a new backpack called HoverGlide. Stay with us on the Radio America Network. I'm Mark Saltzman, your host. We'll be right back.
Want to follow Mark? Google him. Mark with a C and Saltzman with a Z. Breaking down geek speak into street speak. This is Tech It Out. Tech It Out with technology columnist, author, and TV personality Mark Saltzman.
Welcome back to Tech It Out. We have a lot of cool tech on this show, some practical, some more quirky. But I really do like when a product could make life easier. And that goes for students and travelers too, who may need to carry a lot of things on their back, like a laptop, some books, charging cables, and so on. So I caught wind of a new product on Kickstarter called HoverGlide, dubbed the world's first floating backpack. Joining us to explain what that means is Larry Rome. He is from HoverGlide. Welcome to the show, Larry.
Oh, great. Thanks so much, Mark. The first thing to explain is don't go swimming with the backpack. It actually doesn't float in terms of keeping your head above water. But what it does do is if you walk, your body moves up and down, your torso moves up and down.
Right.
And if you have a normal pack on where it's attached to your shoulders and hips, the load in the pack moves up and down with you. And and that's sort of non-optimal because every step you take, you have to lift the load and put it back down. And if you've ever run with the backpack on, the forces are very high and everything goes flying. So what the HoverGlide does is, imagine you're running with a backpack. Instead of the backpack going up and down with you, it stays at constant height above the ground, and that cuts down the forces on your body tremendously. For instance, if you were to run with a 50-pound backpack, the peak force when you hit the ground is 3 times higher, or 150 pounds. But with the HoverGlide, it stays at constant height above the ground, so you don't have to decelerate it and reaccelerate it. Mm-hmm. It just puts a constant force of about 50 or 60 pounds on your back, and therefore it's much easier to either walk or run with a heavy load, or run to catch a train or to a class you don't want to miss.
Got it. Okay, so it's been said that good technology solves a problem. So with existing backpacks, the weight fluctuates on your back, but with HoverGlide, as the name suggests, it kind of hovers in one spot, and that reduces the stress and weight load on your back and your neck and your knees and your ankles while you're running around the city. That's basically the idea, correct?
Right. And imagine if you ran downstairs for instance into a subway. We have those in Philadelphia. And as you go downstairs, every step you take with a normal backpack, your feet stop, but then you have to stop the load, and that puts even more force on you. With the HoverGlide, you can just go downstairs, your feet stop, but the load never stops. It just moves, it glides down very easily.
Now, does this reduce the impact force on users by a little bit or by a lot? I mean, can you quantify it with, let's say, a percentage of how much your technology can reduce strain on someone?
Right. I'm a scientist and professor at the University of Pennsylvania in Philadelphia. So we actually made those measurements in my lab, and we published them. And basically, you can actually measure the force the load is exerting on the person. And what we found is during walking, it reduces the forces on the person by 82%, and running where the forces are even higher, it reduces those by 86%. So it's a huge difference.
Yeah, that's a huge difference indeed. And this is much to do with this patented technology that you use called suspended load technology, or SLT. In plain English, can you explain how this works? I mean, is this like hydraulics? Is it a gear system? How does HoverGlide work on these special backpacks?
The way that HoverGlide works is by suspended load technology. And the basic difference is we use 2 frames. There's a frame that's connected to the person, and it has the shoulder harness and hip belt, and there's a second frame to which which holds the bag and the load. We suspend the second frame from the first frame through an elastic coupling.
Very cool. We are chatting with Larry Rome from HoverGlide. This is a new Kickstarter project. It's a high-tech backpack, if you will, that is designed to reduce strain on your back and other parts of your body as you're carrying a big load, whether you're a student, maybe you are a traveler, or you're a hiker. And I know that you, with that in mind, Larry, you have different models, different frame sizes to choose from. Can you give us an idea of how much the backpacks start at and what the size options are?
We have a large backpack called a Trekker, That's 55 liters, and right now that's going for $499 on Kickstarter. And we have 3 small packs which have a short frame, but the individual bags can be exchanged. So we have 3 bags. One's called a tactical, another's called a hiker, and one is called the commuter.
Okay, so the product is one word, HoverGlide, and
Right.
Congratulations, Larry. I understand that your campaign has already raised twice the amount that your minimum funding goal was, so kudos to you. And I encourage our listeners also, as we wrap up, to check out videos of HoverGlide online. It's very impressive to look at, and as a frequent traveler myself, this is something that I'm anxious to give a go. So thanks again for your time, Larry.
Okay, great. Thanks so much. It was a real pleasure chatting with you.
Thank you to my sponsor, ASUS. Tech It Out is powered by ASUS, creating technology for today and tomorrow's smart life. ASUS, for those in search of incredible, visit asus.com/US/radio for more info. That's asus.com/US/radio. We'll be back shortly with more Tech Talk. Stick with us.
Breaking down geek speak into street speak. Check it out. Hosted by Mark Saltzman.
Welcome back to Tech Talk, everyone. How much do you pay for your monthly home monitoring and alarm system? $20 a month? 30, 40 or more? Well, with a new product on the market called Safe by Hub 6, it works with your existing system, but lets you cancel your service, and there are no monthly fees. To explain what this is, how it works, and who it's for, we're joined on the line by Rahul Raj from Hub 6. Welcome to the show, Rahul.
Thanks so much, Mark. I'm glad to be here.
Awesome. So I had a chance to play around with Safe by Hub 6 this summer, but for those listening, give us the skinny on what this product does and how it compares to other solutions in the market that many of us adopt, a service-based contract, if you will.
Absolutely. So Safe by Hub 6 works with your existing alarm system. And what it does is it frees you from the tyranny of monthly contracts. So there are millions of people across North America that are stuck in these really oppressive contracts that require them to spend hefty amounts of money on a monthly basis. And what's most challenging about these contracts is that they pay for what they perceive to be active monitoring of their home. And there's someone that is tens, if not hundreds of miles away that is sitting in front of a computer. And all they do is just call your friends or your family when an alarm goes off. And only after they've exhausted all of those calls do they actually alert the police or the fire. And so you're paying for this service that really can be automated through modern technology. And so what Safe by Hub 6 does is it redirects all of those alerts to you and your neighbors or your family and allows you or any of those individuals to assess the risk at the home, whether there's any broken windows or smoke coming out. And if you perceive a level of risk, to call the police department or the fire department on their own. And so the massive benefit that accrues from that, one, is that you never have to pay a monthly fee again. And two, it avoids these really extraordinary high false alarm fees that the police or the fire department issue to you in the case of a false alarm.
And that is, thankfully, usually the case where it's not a real break-in, but the wind blew open a door or, whatever, you forgot to set the alarm or you didn't set the alarm properly and you left and it triggered this false call.
That's exactly right. And what's happened in the news is that they've recently reported that 99% of the calls to the police and the fire department as a result of home security system alarms are false. So that means the police is being dispatched to a home when there's nothing happening. So much so that the police and the fire department are actually starting to question the validity of these calls by the major home security companies. So they're asking you to pay for a service that the police and the fire department are now finding to be incredible.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So it's one thing then if you did have an alarm system that immediately dispatched a security professional or a police officer the moment it detects a problem, false call or not. That would be the most ideal situation, but that's not usually how it works.
That's right.
Yeah, so with most people, they start calling down your contact list, right? Your neighbor, your family member, your friend, your colleague, and says, hey, well, first they'll call the homeowner. And if they can't get a hold of us, the homeowner, then they go down the list of family and friends. And only then if they can't reach everybody. So at that point, even if it is the real deal, it is not a false call. Chances are it's taking so long that the bad guys have already gone off with your stuff.
Exactly right. Yeah, it takes so much time that it's not particularly effective. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, you're paying $50 or $60 a month for something that isn't effective to begin with. Now, with Safe by Hub 6, you're spending, a really reasonable sum of money, $299 in Canada, $249 in the US, one time, and you never have to pay again.
I know you do offer an optional service, which we'll get to later on for those who may be going out of the country for a while or something, but we'll get to that. That's like a contract-free alternative that's completely optional. But the idea here is that it's a small box that you connect to your existing alarm system, usually through a panel or a box maybe that's in the basement if you have one, and it joins your Wi-Fi. But what if your Wi-Fi goes down and someone tries to break into your home? What happens then?
So that's another amazing component about Safe by Hub 6 is that we include a free, no-fee SIM card. And so it serves as a backup. In case the Wi-Fi ever goes down, we will relay that message to both your phone and those of your trusted neighbors or family through a cellular network. And that's at no cost to you.
We're chatting with Rahul Raj. He's with Hub 6. We're talking about this new product called Safe by Hub 6. This is a home monitoring system that would contact your friends or family or neighbors should it detect a possible intrusion, like a door alarm or a sensor or a window sensor going off, instead of dispatching security or the police. And then the people that they reach can decide if indeed there is something to investigate here. So that's the general idea behind this, Rahul. When we return, we're going to review how it works, what you need to get going, and of course, how much it costs, which Rahul already hinted at, but we'll get into that in a few more minutes. You're listening to Tech It Out on the Radio America Network. Thanks for listening. We'll be right back.
Follow Mark Saltzman on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Listen to Tech It Out whenever you want.
We're chatting with Rahul Raj from Hub 6 about a new product called Safe that is meant to augment your existing alarm system, but to the point where after you connect it to a panel, you can actually cancel your monthly monitoring service and leverage your community, your neighbors, your friends, your family, and so on. What would you say then if I said, hey, I wouldn't want to put my neighbors at risk or my siblings, whereby they should come to the house and heaven forbid there is like a real burglar here. I wouldn't want to put them at risk. What would you say to that?
So I would say that the vast majority of intrusions are visible from the front, right? So even let's take the major risks being fire or a break-in. In either case with fire, the way that most people would assess the risk of fire is, do I see flames or smoke, right? And you can either see it immediately or you can see it at some point in time. And that's the way that most fire departments would, I think, function as well. I don't think that they would necessarily break down the door unless there was something happening. In that case, your friends and family are making a similar judgment call, which is using their senses to determine risk.
I want to bring up something, Raul, which we haven't yet discussed, and that's the app. So this is an app-based interface, which I like because my wife and I ran out of the house once, and we weren't going to be home for a while, and I forgot to set my alarm. I don't have the ability with our existing alarm system to remotely enable it. But because I have the Safe by Hub 6 system installed, again, it piggybacks on your existing alarm system, I was able to open up the app and remotely enable it. So that's another cool feature of this product.
You're absolutely right. So not only do you get alerts transmitted to your phone when someone, depending on how your system's set up, when someone opens your door, if there's a break, if there's a fire, if the alarm has been activated or deactivated, you're absolutely right. You can activate all of that functionality remotely.
You could also see if there is a zone that's triggered, like a window or a door sensor or a motion sensor. You can, in fact, see it on the app as well. It'll tell you which zone that you've pre-programmed when you set up the app was activated.
That's absolutely right.
All right, let's talk about that monitoring service that you do offer should you want it. Maybe you're going out of the country for a while, or tell us a bit about that and how it works and how it's different than in a regular alarm system.
Absolutely. So with a regular alarm system, you're generally locked in for a 3-year contract. And it's really, they're asking you to monitor your home even when you're there. With Safe by Hub 6, not only do we believe you don't necessarily need that, but if you do feel more protected knowing that your home is being professionally monitored, you can pay $9.99 once and have your home covered in a professional monitoring way for up to 30 days. And it doesn't automatically renew. So you can decide whether you want it to be for 1 month or 2 months, or whether, whenever you want it to happen, we're there to support you with active professional monitoring with no contracts. And as I said, it's $9.99 for up to 30 days.
Doesn't matter what city or state or province you're in?
It does not. We're available in the vast majority of U.S. states and all the Canadian provinces. There are a couple of nuances here and there, but it's generally available everywhere.
All right, Raul, as we wrap up, please remind us again the price of the Safe by Hub 6 product in the U.S. and in Canada and where we can learn more about it.
Beautiful. It's $249 in the U.S., $299 in Canada. They're available on safebyhub6.com, and shipping is free, and it's done in a really quick way. And the other component that I didn't mention earlier is that it's a self-installation. You don't require assistance to do it. It can generally be done by most people in under 30 minutes.
There's instructional videos I know on your website, along with a booklet that you get with the system.
That's right. And we have great customer support. And so if you run into any challenges or need a little bit of an extra hand, just call us up and we'd be delighted to help you.
All right. Raul Raj from Hub 6. Thank you very much. Appreciate your time.
Thanks so much, Mark. Really appreciate it.
Well, that just about wraps up today's show. Thank you so much for tuning in to Tech It Out. And a big thank you to my sponsor. Tech It Out is brought to you by ASUS, creating technology for today and tomorrow's smart life. ASUS, for those in search of incredible. Visit asus.com/US/radio for more info. That's asus.com/US/radio. If you like this show, please feel free to tell friends, family, coworkers about it. You can subscribe to the podcast for free on iTunes or Spreaker or Blogspot, TuneIn, iHeart, and many other platforms. And feel free to leave a review as well. All the best, everyone. We'll chat with you next weekend on Tech It Out.